Breaking news. I just heard the voice of Chief Mike Markle. I'm not lying. You got the truth. I heard Chief Mike Markle's voice 2 minutes ago. That caused me to stop and make this video. I only have a question for the Chief. Chief, did you ever say within the last 2 days that, quote, you were going to kick John's ass? See, John, we're looking at all your videos. No, I didn't say I heard you say it. I'm asking, did you ever say that? It's just a simple question. Because I pay you a lot of money, Chief. Say, John, you lied about hearing my voice. I did not. I'm listening to Jim Lago in the morning, cleaning up. I listened to the news. I wasn't sure it was Chief Markle, but it was. He has another cop that's on that. They seem fine when they're speaking. But then I realized, because I'm listening, I was going to talk because it's Jim Lago is a morning radio host. Now, Jim Lago, I've been easy on because he just had like open heart surgery. He was off the air for like 3 weeks. I prayed for him, actually, because he lost his daughter to brain cancer maybe a year ago. And that's devastating, you know. But I've criticized Lago before, because in my little community, I believe Lago lives here where I live in Flower Bluff. He actually just mentioned Flower Bluff. And he's kind of like, so Lago's a cop caller. But he just tried to act tough a little bit, because he said, one time I was riding in the bluff, he's talking to Chief Markle, and he said, one time I was riding in the bluff, and I saw somebody pouring paint, which of course is wrong, down like a sewer drain or something. And Lago said he stopped. He acts like he's tough when he stopped. I stopped and said, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And Lago said the guy told him, you know, mind your own business. And then Lago said, well, I got into it. But he didn't say he calls cops. I think it was Lago who left. He's talking about people parking on, like, the wrong side of the street. And, of course, they, like, parked the wrong way. And he said, well, over the years, a lot of people park in their grass in their front yard. My neighbor does, and I don't mind. It's kind of like right in my yard here. I don't do it often, but one time we had a vehicle in the grass. Somebody mailed us a letter, but they didn't sign it. And the letter said, if you keep parking your vehicle in the yard, we are going to notify. I think it was Lago, because he kind of does those secret things. Can't prove it. But then I'm listening to the chief. I realized it was Chief Markle. This is what the discussion is right now. Because of the rain and because of the grass, they're going to start issuing citations back to the code enforcement because people's yards are getting high. I cut my grass quite often, actually. So they're going to go back to the citations. The citations say it's run by the chief. Code enforcement is under the cops. And they say if you don't fix the thing, meaning if it's tall grass, within so many days we can put a lien against your house, something of that nature. Those citations, look, you need to put a citation that says, like, you might have a fine. The one I had in the past, because they came through this neighborhood, said that. With all the problems that we have. So, I'm just asking the question. I function in the gifts, Chief. The gifts you're familiar with, Scripture, I think. There are words in that book. When you see, Chief, Jim Lago, when you see these are called Holy Bibles, and there are words in that book that deal with justice, truth. I was reading some of the words earlier. Arise, O God, and judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. The voice of the Lord crieth into the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who hath pointed it. The eyes of the Lord go throughout the whole earth. And my only criticism is, with all the stuff going on, and you would have the gall to discuss the problems with high grass.